Hello Internet! It's Category back again with a bit more Wargame Archaeology, and today what I'm looking at is the Wargamer magazine, number 30, with the game Stars and Bars. A bit of American Civil War action, first published in March 1984. So to start with, we've got some beautiful adverts that you'll like to see. I love this classic style of advertising. Just a simple image, some good written information about the games, about whatever they're trying to sell you. Not the kind of overly artistic advertising you get these days. This actually gives you some solid information. I think it's brilliant, and it looks it's a product of its time. So this has as usual, little table of contents showing you what's in there, and there's some very interesting things in this magazine which I'm going to show you shortly. So it starts off with a small little historical article about the Battle of Perryville, Kentucky, which the Stars and Bars game is based around. Only a few pages for that. Shows the results, the order of battle. Oh, some Avalon Hill microcomputer games. Oh, gaming was a different beast in 1984, I'll tell you that. And there's the most fun I've had with my clothes on. Ooh. The developer's notes on building Dark Crusade, which, as I understand it, was an Eastern Front World War II game. I don't know a great deal about it, to be honest with you. Oh, GI Anvil of Victory, 10 new scenarios for squad leader players. Because this is 1984, so this isn't advanced squad leader, this is classic squad leader. Then we've got Battle Circus, Geotech's game of modern tactical combat. Now, it was a counter game, but it had these 3D terrain boards. And I don't think it really went anywhere, but it was a really interesting idea. It was taking some of the traditional hex and counter strategic depth and bringing it to the miniatures world, which is always much more interesting to look at, especially for a non-player. So it's got that visual appeal with miniatures that square counters on a hex map doesn't get unless you get it, you know. A few adverts for a few other little games. And here's the rules of Stars and Bars. And a little note here to say that Stars and Bars is not the same as the miniature rules Stars and Bars. You know, a little disclaimer so they don't get sued for it. This is a 3-column rules, little explainer of the counters as per usual. Not very much in the way of graphs or examples or pictures, but 3 columns is quite dense. There's only 6 and a bit pages of rules they'll show you. So you've got these 6 pages of rules. You've got a table here of charts for the game. You've got a random in the middle an advert, and this little card for ordering past issues, but also a little handy player aid to help you work out the odds for using the CRT, to help you calculate what you need. Just get a little touch there. Here's the organisation chart, so it shows the counters, how they're grouped and what point of the game they come in. And that's it. Apart from this, the last little bit of the rules there. It does have a few rules here for a mini game, which tacks on to Peter the Great, which was a game in one of their older magazines. So now I've had a quick glance through the rules. You know, it's the standard, fair case point stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary rules wise, but let's have a little look at the components. Now, first of all, the magazine comes with 180 counters. They're really, really simple, classic style, you know. Couple of factors, a little description, the NATO symbol to know what type of troops you're talking about. And some of them are two-sided, some of them aren't. The registration is okay on this sheet. It's not too far off, but I mean, these counters aren't going to win any awards. When you clip them, they're going to be, when you first punch them, there's going to be nubs all over the place. You would need to clip them to make them nice counters. And another little sheet here, again with some information marker counters with white on one side, red on the other. Quite handy. Now, only these 2 sets of counters are for Stars and Bars. The dark blue ones here and the green ones here are for the other mini game. So, Stars and Bars is quite a small unit count game, and as you'll see, it's on quite a small map. And here's the entire map for Stars and Bars. the little turn record track here, so it shows you the times, and as we saw on the unit chart, that's when the different forces come in. You know, it's a small map. It's, you know, barely even A3 in size after you folded it out, but it'll give some good play. Little terrain effects chart here, more notes for the terrain effects, but really simple design, classic style, but I think it's so brilliant, these 80s maps. I just love the minimal colour printing, how easy to read they are. You know, you can see which hex sides are streams, really obviously. You can tell where there's woods, you can tell where there's ridge lines. It's just so readable. I do like how you can get artistic with maps these days and show all sorts of more clarity, but sometimes that makes it you less sure of what's in each hex, and when it comes to actually playing, it can detract and can get in the way. But when you've got simple clarity like this, see there, you can tell there's the buildings, they can tell where the roads are. It's just so easy to read. Also included is the small map for the mini game that it comes with. So again, if you've got the other issue with the Peter the Great game, you've got some new counters, you've got a new map, you've got a new scenario to play. I think that's really good. Overall, beautiful map. So the rules for the mini game are quite small. You know, it's just an extra page and a bit, adding some tweaks to the existing rules. So if I had that game, I'd definitely be reading that a lot closer. Next article is the Hitchhiker's Guide to Computer Wargaming. Computer wargaming was a completely different beast back in the 80s. But here's where I think it gets really, really interesting. This is Blood and Sand. What's included in this magazine alongside the game is a Pacific Theatre of War expansion for Squad Leader. Not ASL. This was before ASL was released. It's before Gung Ho. Before Code of Bushido. But the Pacific hadn't been attempted yet. So this is a self-made thing, and it's just an introduction to what this Wild Bill Wilder was working on with advancing Squad Leader. Now, of course, Squad Leader only dealt with Europe, so it doesn't have the counters for the Japanese. So there's little notes in the rules that you'll be using German counters for the infantry, you'll be using the French support weapons. It adds in napalm, caves, tunnels, dogs, infiltration rules, weather rules for that Pacific climate. It has a little list of all the different scenarios they were working on. There's going to be 20 in total for this entire expansion. A little map showing you where they're dotted. This itself comes with 3 scenarios in that standard style, you know, with the counters, the SSRs, the map layout. But it also came with an additional map. So alongside the stars and bars map and our map here, they have this additional L-shaped section of Squad Leader map P16 Tarawa. So long before Blood Reef Tarawa had come out as that historical module that everyone seems to be terrified of and excited with in equal measure due to its scale. You could already have battles on those beaches in Squad Leader. And again, this isn't the reverse of the map. This is an extension to the map included in the game. So you can chop it off if you want, cut it in half, store it with all your Squad Leader stuff away from your magazine games. But it's just a really exciting extension to have and have included for free in a magazine. It's just a lovely, lovely little bonus to it. So again, they've got a few reviews, some more adverts for some all lovely classic victory games. You know, letters to the editor. And a little review of a Singapore game that was in strategy and tactics. More news, and that wraps up this magazine of the Wargamer. So not only do you have this wonderful, small but playable stars and bars, you also have this extra Squad Leader variant, which you wouldn't find anywhere else. Now, I am intending to play something American Civil War at some point. I'm not sure whether it'll be this, because I know how Squad Leader and ASL fans can be. There can be some real big collectors out there, and this This early Special Pacific Rules of Squad Leader I think is such a oddity and a rarity. I almost don't want to deny a collector from having it, so I may just put it out there and see if anyone wants it for their collection, because it's such a strange little piece of Squad Leader history to have. And if that means passing up on a chance to play Stars and Bars, so be it. There's many other games out there and many other games to get your hands on. So what do you think I should do? Do you think I should just pop these counters and start playing, or do you think that something like this deserves to go to a collector? And are you the kind of person who'd want this? I'm sure if you want to leave a comment, I might be able to help you out. But until next time, happy gaming!